Good evening, Speed Gaming 2, and welcome to tonight's A Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. Tonight's mode is an interesting one. We've got Hundo, Keysanity, and we've got Starting Boots. For this mode, our runners will have to collect all 216 items before they can defeat Ganon. I'm Craze Gamer, and joining me on commentary is Scoopula. Scoop, how you doing?
Evening. Yeah, this was in last season's ladder race. There goes Pete Train's bobblehead. It's always I forgot about that. But yeah, like you said, we gotta get everything.
Oh, that's a curse sprite. All right, so largely, if you're scouting things like Lake Hylia Island, you're doing it just to inform your later decision making. You have to pick it up anyway, but it's more like how fast do you have to go back to this?
Yep. Number one thing they'll be telling themselves, and GFE was talking earlier about never having run one, but meant to. So the one thing you got to remember is when you see a map or compass that's scoutable, you got to go get it. You can't mark it off.
Yep, you must collect everything. So the only real thing that we've seen so far is the Hyrule Castle Small, which was available at Link's house. So that makes Castle a little bit more attractive, but you still probably want a weapon of some sort.
Oh, that's what that was. I mean, I wasn't in the back of TR. That's crazy.
Ah, yes. Getting the Hyrule Castle Small after you've already completed Hyrule Castle. That's usually how these things go.
Yeah, I mean, jokes aside, I guess it probably says there's something we need pretty soon in there somewhere. And the gloves may not be a thing quite so fast. Not real sure what any of that really means for the sea, to be honest, because these are pretty homogenous as far as the time they take to get them done. So,
yeah, interesting thing here though is that GFE has decided to rush Eastern, so conceding at least a double dip, which I mean, granted, the mode sort of invites that, but saying I'm gonna just double dip this right away is a choice. And like again, P Train scouting the lumberjack item, which is just a map, so you don't have to rush it, but you do have to do it eventually.
Mm-hmm. So, because I said GFP hasn't done one of these before, however, it's a good thing that I would point out this Eastern dip could be something you might not do, but with boots especially, is I think makes some sense. Because it's,
yeah,
leave something critical in here that you might want for another dungeon. And there'll be a list of choices, but generally, since you have to pick everything up, you want to, if at all possible, have everything you need for a dungeon before you get into it. So, like, when it comes to something like Thieves Town, you really want a hammer and a key, if you can help it.
Yeah, going back for the big chest in Thieves Town is not something you normally want to do in a normal keys mode, but here, if you leave it behind, you have to come back for it. So it is a little bit more punishing if you show up to Thieves Town without a hammer and a small key before you're... Basically, if you have to concede a double dip and your opponent doesn't, then you're way behind.
So, yeah, it's basically Overworld gets a lot more weight, is what you'll see. But I don't know any other modes you really see that. But
yes, GFE didn't really come out with anything of note from Eastern. You'll have to go back with an Eastern big and a bow to avoid the triple dip. So hopefully he's able to do that.
Yeah, that's a risky run. You end up with one of those things and no better options. But
oh, that's a punish right there. P-Train picking up the Eastern big in the Cackwell. GFE getting the swamps. Oh no!
Yeah, well,
GFE is. I mean, you make moves, right? And sometimes they just don't work out.
Mm-hmm. It was like just talking about getting one of those things. And I'm thinking, you know what? I bet you the other one will show up too. So, I mean, it's a little better than just one. A little bit. But like you say, you decide what you're doing at some point.
And you know what? Respect, right? Because sometimes the move works out and it's great and it's awesome. And then sometimes you just went to the wrong place.
Yeah, having done a couple of these in the ladder, I would be confident enough in saying that there will be plenty of occurrences like that can go either way. So this is an early -1 to GFE, but there will be more.
And mind, if there's nothing in the big chest or on Armos Nights, then it's really like not a huge deal.
Let's see what GFE does with these 3 bombs now, because this kind of looked like the CAC skip extraordinaire, which is something I've been kind of learning how to do, by which it's not hard to learn. It's just, do you want to do it? Do you have conviction?
And E-Train doing the hardest strat in the game, which was picking up the 10 arrows.
I see a lot of fire rod and many more strats. Just missing the door timing. That's not a terrible big deal, but it feels that way.
So many Moldorm Caves got the goodies today, and with the lamp in there, that meant all of Eastern was in logic in Sphere 1.
So, this is going to be one of those very minor things to go back the other way. Not like, mode specific here, but Hook and Mirror and GFE didn't do, damn yet where P-Train is. So, hey, 1 screen gets saved. There are 2 transitions.
Indeed.
I worry way too much about that, because I like to be able to do that, but not me ever having put off damn forever and missing something.
GFE setting up a water walk? Yes. So the interesting thing is GFE does not have enough money to do Zora. But is this just getting Waterfall Fairy and then just saving quitting?
I imagine, because he was doing this in service of CAC skip, so he's this way, and Nuzzle just... Oh, maybe not. I was just going to go to Popo.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because, you can scout the ledge, but at the same time you're leaving an item unscouted by doing that, so you're going to be back, so whatever. And then, this you have to get one way or another. And check that out. So, flips are in the castle, probably. Maybe. Or they're in Eastern Big or Armos, and that's just bad. Which is because there's so much stuff you can skip with flips that if that's the case, GFE may not be back for a little while. Well, skip, I'm saying, with requires flippers but can be skipped. It's a long phrase, but that's what I meant.
You knew what you meant.
I didn't.
That's a desert big, but no way into desert just yet.
Saw the key and didn't actually watch the text box, so yeah, now we know that GFE's this way, but again, yeah, no book or anything. We got I guess a page out of a book here behind this wall, which again, I didn't see what it was for, but prizes aren't any more important than they are in any other 80 keys seed, which, by the way, this is meta out for 80 keys. It's set that way. However, the only thing that functionally changes is the Ganon hole, because you gotta do AGA1 to get Lumberjack, pending some Armor Shake storage stuff, or barring that rather, but pedestal, same way, you gotta pick it up. So.
Yeah, what you'll typically see is, like most 80 keys, you'll see runners do AGA2, end up on the top of the pyramid, mirror out, do AGA1, and then afterwards you drop back down on the pyramid again, and then you just defeat Ganon. You'll see like a sort of similar thing towards the end of the seed, where the last two checks, assuming that they're nothing, will be pedestal and lumberjack, because you can just route that in as you're doing your cleanup.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if the seed allows you to not do that, or makes you not do that, take your pick of terms. Almost always there's something that's got to go on after GT, just because of how much stuff is in there. And oh, here's a mushroom, here's a shovel. Have fun. Enjoy your heart piece or whatever it is, $20.
That Ganon requires you to have for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Pig with standards.
Yeah, so all of this in the back of Escape is in logic, because we have a lamp and the Hyrule Small.
Desert Small, Hera Big. So that potential chain continues regarding that little key, yeah, so.
We're just looking for a book and a glove, and we can just go straight to desert.
And I know we have a lamp, but remind me real quick, is every torch in Escape, or every room have a torch?
Yeah, the fire rod puts that in logic, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes you see these seeds do this where you get extra logical stuff to tell you that, in fact, this is the thing to do. Usually that's with AGA. Like, you have a sword, okay, but here's a cape. And then AGA ends up being the thing to do, but...
Logic says, no, seriously, do this.
Yeah. Like, it actually means something, too, and never really figured that out.
And something else to note in this mode, our runners have the item counter where the word life usually is, so they can both see how many items they have and how close they are to the 216.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it makes perfect sense to have, regardless. And there's a glove in the back of Escape anyway, or, well, not back, but the bottom, I guess, but gotta finish up with Dark Cross in here, but that counter's one of those, you look at it around in GT and you start counting, okay, I know what I have left. Is it add up to 216? And if it doesn't, you start sweating.
Right. This is where having a tracker comes in handy a lot. You can actually just like, all right, where's the green square?
Mm-hmm. And a component or two in ladder that definitely didn't finish the seed because I couldn't even find what they were missing. Like, I think a couple of them spend 20 minutes with their chat trying to figure it out, but you think usually it's some, you mark something off because you're used to walking away from some junk, but it is easy to do.
We've got Divergence. We've got Dark World Access for P-Train on the left, and we've got Mountain on the right, and it's a pretty good mountain. We've got a hook shot. We've Wait, no. GFE doesn't have. Wait, does have a mirror, so that is Hera access, and do have a big, so we can clear it, but don't have the small.
Where was that hammer?
Oh, I want to say Blind's Hut because GFE skipped CAC.
Oh, okay. I just way early then. Gonna be a check of our 5/6s. We got Thieves and Swamp here. Okay, well, I think those are both available, are they not?
We are missing flippers for Swamp.
Oh, flippers. I say that P-Train got that Moon Pearl clearly, but didn't see how. But yeah, same way GFE did.
So that should actually inform us that flippers can't be any place in Dark World except maybe on the Pyramid Ledge.
It'd be spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a double CT key pickup then, I suppose. Usually when it's early, you see one by now, but it'll be interesting to see where those wind up. This is when I start to curse things and say vanilla.
I would assume just flippers and Hera at this point.
Yeah, all valid. There's that chain with the, Hyrule Castle small keys still in play, and I did point at Hera. We have both keys for that dungeon.
So P-Train is gonna shoot some arrows to get some money, and did he not have enough for the Dark World stuff? Because you need 70 for dig game, you need 30 for chess game, and then I guess you need 110 for pod.
That would be what I would understand. And actually see how much he had, but yeah, 80, 30, 110. He might just currently be interested in the dig game, but did play it again to get some extra, so I mean, both runners do have Zora remaining as well, so just wanted some.
Yeah, not sure how P-Train wants to route this, but he could end at Catfish, Mirror to Zora, and then just clear the rest of that. Because he could splash delete for the ledge item, and then buy the Zora item.
Come up with 300 somewhere. Thought he had the mirror out of that. Maybe he's going to leave the dig game and just go to VOO, but an audible, I suppose, was called. Just 2 seconds of Moleville. I'm alright with that. I'd like some more, but
And have it.
playing through the remake very slowly.
Yeah, I need to get on that, actually.
Actually, by which I mean my daughter's playing it, because
Yep.
there's this timing mechanic, and it's way too easy because we do this timing stuff here in speed/gaming. So letting her do it.
Right, GFE doing the Hera pot with hook speed. Ugh.
Yeah.
That mushroom could be our flippers.
Having memories of Gino and Forrest and mushrooms getting up and attacking you. Not this one. This one's dead. GFE wants it right now.
You might as well. If you make the play to the mountain, you might as well get everything you can from it.
Mm-hmm. Might see a reset here. Well, no, you can't do that.
Nope. You need all the items. You got to keep whatever this is.
I think maybe there was still an outside possibility. Like you wait to, I don't know. Yeah, you're probably going to pick up powder at some point. So, some weird case there might be a reason to scum there, but I guess when you're just playing a randomizer, you can't expect that in here.
I think we're about to sneak hack from GFE, and he's going to be a little sad when he comes across the Eastern Palace care package.
Yeah, hard to say on a lead here still, because here's P-Train, still doing some stuff the GFE did. So see how long Eastern takes GFE, or. Because of the hammer, he has the option of looping it in with pod too, so that could save a little bit more time. P-Train can also do that. Hasn't been to Eastern himself.
Yeah, pod play here would be a little rough, just on one small.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't the greatest at this, and it's funny because usually, I found out I'm okay at Hundo modes in a racing setting when we don't know it's a Hundo mode, but when we do, there's little things you gotta watch out for.
What do you mean my opponent didn't have to get all the items, but I did?
Yeah, seems to be something I do.
Old Orm gave P-Train a little bit of trouble, but Old Orm's down, and it's just a map. But it is a green pendant, so when P-Train goes to Eastern, he can get an extra check in there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's waiting for GFE's little I don't know what the word for it is, but non-verbal complaint.
Mm-hmm. The gift bomb. I wasn't watching. I don't know if he left a present.
Oh yeah, just the bomb on the way out of the hole in the well there. I think he kind of knew. Well, I was gonna say kind of knew there was gonna be something in here at this point, but. Like I said, I've been getting on this cack skip thing lately, and the game lets you do it and then continues to let you do it past a certain point. There's kind of a duality, like, well, this sucks, but at the same time, this is what I wanted. I signed up. So.
Yeah, I just can't really see it in a mode where you have to get everything.
Could be restream strats.
The best strats.
But, realistically, same thing as there is in any other time you skip cack is you want a flute and bottle.
Yep, just get it all done at once. Alright, GFP's going to show us... Just kidding. He is not going to show us Skullwoods. He's going to go into Skullwoods and then get right back out.
Once Graveyard Ledge out of the way right now. There's times I would do this, though, and it's again one of those things you might be just not doing the scout of ledge, bunker ledge, until you have a cape proper, since you need to be there. But
This is also King's Tomb, though, which is not bad. Just get both of these out.
But he may also be scouting ledge on the way back, and so I swear I can't remember why, but every time I did that, I ended up having something happen to where I just didn't. But with no flute, we already were in the mountain. You check lumberjack, I guess. Yeah, from here you're just going to be going straight back, unless there's something really good in here. So,
it's like the third race I've seen in like the last 2 weeks where Kane of Samaria has been specifically in Spy Cave.
That was pretty nuts. I thought you were going to say Spy Cave having something, but that's pretty specific.
But then again, I've been watching the main tournament VOD, so maybe that's just like where it's stuck.
Main tournament, the fun of all time. There always seems to be some funny stuff in that tournament, qualifiers or otherwise. But yeah, so that does allow the powder skip. Let's say is what that does here.
Just an extra little bit of efficiency while getting all the items, routing and such.
Yeah, I was gonna say because P-Train did not do magic bat, or no, but didn't turn into mushroom the right way yet, right?
I don't think so. Alright, GFEs and thieves, no keys to speak of, so this is just a front four and a mirror. Kind of standard for keys modes.
Yeah, Mario RPG packs I've seen were non-extended for dungeons. I was kind of wondering about that. There's a bunch of tracks that exist, so either I missed one or somebody just took a bunch of those alternate packs and plugged them in where they're supposed to go.
Mix and match and such.
Yeah.
Alright, P-Train's got our first look at Sick Kid. It's a key. It goes to Thieves Town. Oh no.
Oh, yeah, that decision that we were talking about, I guess 20 minutes ago now.
Well, this is not going to be a huge punish because GFE is just going to turn this in right now and just have to decide go back in or not. But
well, that's what I mean. They both have to make that decision, you know, go in without that small.
I guess in terms of density, it's a fair play, especially for P-Train. This will be his first dip into Thieves Town, so it's going to be 8 question mark items.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. I could look, but this might be a location. See, like a location logic as opposed to inventory. If that's the case, I don't know. Something happens to that small key where it could be back here, but only in one potential place. Can't be in the attic. But I'm not sure.
It's magic. I have no idea. Had the magic pixel, but ran into a thing in the way, and does not have keep or burna to just dash through it.
So I get to point out what a goofball I am here. This is a good time. I love to do this. Yeah, it's locations. If it's not, we probably can't beat the seed sometimes.
Sure.
But I'm still not actually sure if that affects anything. Affects where that Thieves Town small can be if it's in here. The cell's always fair game, but
I would assume it can't be in the big chest.
Well, it definitely can't be in the big chest. The attic is usually one of those things that if it's up there, then that means some stuff. So I'm guessing it can't be up there either, and we know it isn't, but
So a question in chat, can the small key be in the TT big chest? And in this mode, no, it cannot, because all of the locations have to be accessible. If the small key is in the big chest, if you use your keys incorrectly, if you don't steal the key, you end up having to orphan that check, and that would make the game unbeatable. Because you need to check everything. In a normal, like, open 7-7, yeah, the small key could be in there because you could take your hammer and steal the key and just check that first. But in this mode, you have to be able to open up all 216 checks. Pod.
Yeah.
Just the... Doesn't matter what mode you're playing, there's always this pod, small, and pod.
Yeah, GFE's just gonna straight up open this door because you're gonna have those 6 keys at some point. And it can be a little punishing having to walk around a bunch.
Alright, so now that GFE has 2 pod smalls, I'm always bad with the keys logic and what things are opened up on what amount of keys. I assume is the back open on 2 or 3?
I want to say 2. No, 3. Because you count the doors you can get to.
So GFE pulled out a flute. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the front door might even be 4. I could be wrong.
Video game.
Yeah, I knew there'd be more. I'm still not even sure we're done. But yeah, I'm not sure either. But you have to count the doors you can get to. And if you can get to, that means you can waste a key. And then the other part of that is by get to them, they mean in logic. So if you get to something and waste a key out of logic, you have to break logic to get back in.
Oh, that's nice. All right, so Mitten Pod also means that in addition to the flute, it means now we have the mire area. And because we have the mirror, we now also have desert.
So there's the mire big key, mire area, something. That,
all right.
That cane to round that package out. Because we got 2 medallions, we might actually be having access to that anyway. That cane might take GFE a bit, because it's a tough one.
Yeah, you had to come into pod on 1 small to get the pod big, another pod small, a flute, and a mitt. That's a big ask.
P-Train over there with the A button destroying instead of the bond jump there to get to the big chest.
Now GFE is gonna do a hammer jump to save a small key so you can full clear on 5 instead of 6. And there it is. 2 more checks in the dark maze, and then it's very likely a mirror out. Everything behind here is locked behind 6 pod smalls. So unlikely you're going to find something logical unless all the pod smalls are just really early. And GFE just going to mirror and finish up Eastern.
Yeah, he got the vast majority of pod. I'd say is a pretty good result for the loop in with Eastern, which I would argue is more of the point here for GFE.
Yeah, just the initial dip of pod was the reason to do that, but everything else was a bonus. And when I say everything else, I mean the flute, the mitts, and the 2 keys.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's our flippers.
Yeah. So that was just a spear behind CAC then. So I was thinking, like, Zora, where it's just money and a glove, or something like this. So, yeah.
So now that we've got our flippers, we've got a hookshot, we've got a hammer, we've got the swamp big and the swamp small. So that sounds like a full clearable swamp to me.
He trained with the kern jump and had a pretty good sense of the time, not using any visual aids or anything. So that was.
He didn't do a setup at all, just
held the bomb at the ledge. So that was pretty good. He jumped as soon as the bomb started blinking, so he couldn't even wait and then react to that. So.
And that is 1 crystal down for GFE. We have a whole bunch more dungeons to go, though. And so P-Train is going to get catfish and has to remember to actually pick up the item. There it is. And then this is a mirror. I don't know if he did the waterfall. I assume he did, because otherwise he'd have to come back here. But this will be Zora and the Zora Ledge item with a splash delete. Does have a bow and enough bombs to do this.
Yeah, when P-Train picked up the Moon Pearl, I'm guessing it was the same thing GFE did, just did that and Waterfall together. But I definitely wasn't watching.
We'll have to assume.
That's what I would go with. It's 10 required sticks, 50 rupees a piece.
And if P-Train is at 214 at the end of the game, we'll know which 2 things he didn't get.
Always scary hopping into that wall there. I've done it, and it's like, oh no, but you can get out. Until one day, probably you can't.
All right, so TR is Bombos, but not... Can't... well, GFE can't get in there without King of Samaria, but... we have to get all the medallions anyway.
So we see a Skullwood Small there, which is always nice when you find your first one, because, you can go to the back without having to quit out. But I'm trying to remember here, P-Train did do the front at least, and GFE has not been in there at all yet, because he went to the Graveyard Ledge. But did he go in? Or?
Not sure.
So I'm going to go with no, because I know there's a red boomerang in there. She doesn't appear to have. Very good at tuning in and tuning it right back out.
Right, so P-Train got a Meyer Small on the Pyramid Ledge, which is good to get one before you go into Meyer. It just makes the routing a little bit easier. You can actually just go straight to the left, do everything, and then make your way over to the right.
It's actually a good point. We haven't even seen a sword yet here down in chat. So no medallions, no curtains, no nothing. Applies to Skullwoods too with that fire rod that we've had forever.
And we're almost halfway through the seed. GFE's on is on 102. So like statistically you'd have half the swords by now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would do that same thing playing this mode. You know, check in with ourselves here at 100 or 108 or whatever you want it to be. In 41 minutes, the checks do slow down at some point, but 41 minutes is pretty good for that.
yeah, the way these modes tend to go, well, the way this mode tends to go, is that you'll get a lot of items quickly because you're just going to the densest places as the items you collect allow you to. And then towards the end, like you're just doing your singleton checks where it's just like you're just doing your cleanup of all the stuff you left behind and you're just crawling to get to 216.
Yeah, and then GT hits and poof. And then, of course, by the time you're done with that, there's like 5 or 6 left.
Yeah, so it's usually like some combination of pedestal, lumberjack, the tablets, I guess.
So from chat, we're asking if we're stuck after picking up the Zora Ledge item. We're not. We can do it again, probably, but it's not real convenient or time efficient, so we just get out. Can't flute either.
Yep, we are allowed to save and quit. We are not playing NMG.
Trying to think, though, I guess it makes me think if you have, for some reason, hadn't done Under the Bridge yet, might be faster / equal to just walk out from here. I don't know.
Wait, you talking about Man Under the Bridge?
Yeah, walking there from Zora Ledge if for some reason you hadn't done that yet.
I got to imagine it's faster just to save and quit, go with the Dark World, and then just go to that like little bridge you go down to, like where the 3 rocks are on the triangle, and then just mirror to it. That's got to be faster.
Oh yeah, if you have that ability, sure. But we do now. A lot of times, you know, if you have bombs and arrows, you can do the splash delete from the lake shop. If you don't, you have to run all the way back down to one of those, you know, the mini Moldum or ice rod. I don't know. There's all these combinations.
Right, so GV is going to start with Smith Chain, and you might as well. You've got a mirror, so this is pretty good. In an ideal world, you'd have a book where you can bundle in Bombo's tablet with this, but we don't have that option.
Yeah, it's funny because when you get a few things of this on the Smith Chain package, as it were, and there are a few. It's the book, it's the shovel, it's the mushroom, which GFE has surrendered, or powder. Doesn't have any of that, so you figure you're just going to do this and we'll get the other stuff when we can get it. If you're close, you might put it off a bit. But
Another thing to note, because we don't have a sword, GFE could not key dash with the hammer, so had to just hit the pegs like you would normally.
It's one of the worst things. Like, I can do it. Oh, wait, I can't.
It's a thing you can very easily take for granted because you'd assume that if you're in the Dark World and a non-inverted seed, you would just have a sword by now, but clearly this seed has other plans.
Yeah, it says it's still a change from ladder where we didn't have anything because it's like, well, didn't have to do anything anyway. And as we played it, we were like thinking, as long as it takes, I don't think boots would hurt. So, in fact, I think even here on the speed gaming schedule, I want to say earlier today it didn't say boots, and we just decided, let's put them on here, and nobody's going to complain about that. So.
As it turns out, runners like to go fast. Ooh, P-Train's gonna try to be fancy with a hover.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one. A couple tries, and after that, it's like whatever, because you can get all that anyway.
This is our first look at the Mire area. There was a Mire compass in the Mire shed, which is a good place to keep your compasses.
As always. Bombos to get in. Can't do it without a sword.
And Desert is a pendant. May or may not matter. We're still missing a small key, and the way all this works is that pendant progression can be in Ganon's tower, so we may not see that small key for a while.
The small key for here?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, there's a 1 under where it says DP. Oh. They already have, and there's Craze can't read is the thing. Like,
oh, I didn't even look, to be honest, but the only reason I started talking about it is because if you don't have it, and a lot of times in the ladder I wouldn't, right, and you come in here, you'd find out it was more advantageous to just steal the key and do the back, or the right side, I mean. It's 2 items as opposed to 1, and the bosses don't mean anything, so.
Yeah, so this is a full clearable desert, so GFE can just get everything here, and you would have to come back to Mire, but besides that, there's the Thieves Small. Uh-oh.
So GFE has not been there yet, so that'll even out to a degree that, double dip of Eastern. There it is.
When GFE did front 4, but I guess that's nothing. Like, yeah, front 4 is nothing. It's going back to the back a second time would be the punish.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what I had in my head, because the front 4 is just a thing that you do. I mean, I used to sometimes put it off in keys till stuff showed up. That was a mistake.
Yeah, that's a little greedy. Like, hoping to get it all in one dip is... You hope for it. It's the dream, but sometimes you have to be like, oh, sometimes you can't do it. Oh, we haven't seen Green Pendant turn in, have we?
Yeah, not yet. Heart with a +1 attached. Important part. Nice fire rod strats here for Lynn, though.
Mm-hmm. That was a quick one.
I'm afraid to do that from the top because you can reach past the hitbox on things with it, but get your timing down, GFE does, and pendant in the pocket. And without maps/map checks, I don't know where the third one is. The tracker will probably eliminate it for us at some point and figure it out. Which is Are Stark today, and thanks for that, by the way.
Crackers are the MVPs.
Yeah, in keys, it can be interesting. It looks like, yeah, so far the only things we don't know yet are Skullwoods, Icemire TR. There's a red pennant in there somewhere. There's, I guess the rest are going to be regular crystals then. But that part's always a lot easier when it's something we actually, really care about in the seed. Here, we probably don't care until we're trying to figure out when we're going to end up in GT.
All right, so GFE is in Thieves Town. We'll clear out the rest of this. Meanwhile, P-Train is going to do his Smith chain, including hammer pegs.
Including unfortunate item loadout hammer pegs. Still.
This monster, is it Monstro Town? Is that the name of that area?
Yeah, this is Monster Town.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just jamming out, so I'm just gonna.
No, I know, it's fantastic. Simple as it is. Yeah. Full disclosure, I didn't actually pay much attention to who did what on Squaresoft's team back in the day until now, when we realize that's the same composer did the remake, and starting to make sense. It's a good soundtrack.
All right, so P-Train is picking up some capacity upgrades.
Yeah, in at least one of those cases that was, I'm sure, just a refill. Like,
yeah, those are good.
You never pick up arrows, so he probably had none or very few. Wasn't watching.
Also, if you've got money just burning a hole in your pocket, you might as well put it to use.
Yeah, and the other one is the bombs are. That's more for the capacity, because I'm imagining he has the stuff, so he's gonna end up in mire with no sword and a bunch of. Your options are bombs and arrows, so might as well load up. In fact, now that I say that, those 5 extra arrows could in fact be more significant than you think down there.
All right, GFE's got a hammer blind going on.
I told myself to look at the big chest, and I didn't.
There was nothing.
Okay, so it's just the +1 that we need. But...
See where GFE is heading next. Is this swamp? I would, or not? Okay, it is swamp.
Decisions. Heard a flute.
All right, and our last pendant is Mire.
5-6 here in Swamp. The decision was we don't have a big key for here yet, so
Looks like GFE does, so this is a full clearable swamp.
oh, he does. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the decision was.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, like, what else GFE would be considering with this loadout.
I just realized it a little late walking past the entrance there. So what's that mean? Since we're at an hour and don't have things.
Well, I'm thinking because we found a pod big and a pod small in swamp. In pod, it means we're going to find. I'm going to say at least one sword in swamp.
And more pod stuff.
And yeah. All right, so GFE is going to do left side first, and I don't know if it's what the time difference is in doing it now instead of like going to the back first and then coming back here. But I guess in a 216 setting, you just do this now. Jesus, save having to come into the dungeon twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that specky clip we saw there to skip the hammer requirement. It can make, you save a key, you can do the left side this way, even if you don't do it first. However, like you say, it's 216, you gotta do it, so.
Yeah, so I have a suspicion that GFE is going to use the... Wait, no, he didn't pick up the pot key from the room before Specky Clip, so he just have to pick up the key before going into Argus. I'm trying to think, like, what's the best key to save when you do Specky Clip, and I guess the answer is the key just before Specky Clip.
Yeah, so just a couple of screen transitions. Not sure why I didn't pick up the one in the lobby, though. Could be some reason to do it that way.
Okay, so there were 2 pod smalls in Swamp, so that may guide GFE's next play.
But yeah, the time difference I'm trying to weigh out here still, it's called just the difference between walking back from vanilla big chests or big key chests rather, or mirroring out from there but walking through the front a second time. It's probably pretty even.
Yeah, I'll just assume that if you're doing left side, you just do it on the first pass through. It's quicker.
Come on, meme, do the thing. Right here, you got this. There it is.
Yeah.
I didn't scout this, I promise.
No, you just know how to apply trends.
Well, you know what? People have been watching me complain about that left chest specifically. So, I mean... last bunch of times there was something down here and I missed it as a left chest and it was mitts. So now it's a sword. Okay.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't happen, you come here. You come in here. You do menu boss with a hammer. This is the worst thing ever. But now you can do this double yank with a spin. Now we can run around without having to stop our dash lines because something's in the way. There's a real nice fire rod result there in phase 2. An ice rod kind of guy. I don't know how to do what he just did, but that was a nice job.
It is a deep magic. I also have no idea how it's done. I should probably figure out.
A little bit of gap there with timing to let the, I guess, splash damage not affect. I don't know. Something like that. That's all I saw, though. Ice rod, you just roll off a little quicker and jam them into the wall. But...
Oh, that was our second 5-6, so it's time to do this.
Yeah, this is one of those dreams that we have when we play this game. If you can make your 5-6, your second 5-6 be swamp, you can just get right on up here. We're going to see a pickup of this, and GFE apparently very confident. Okay, you can buffer this thing a little bit so you don't miss the couple of frame window you have to hit that mirror once the timer hits 0. I, for some reason, never considered doing it that way. I mean, you lose a few seconds, but it's better than losing the bomb. Good piece of routing there for you, though, whenever you want to play with something like this.
Yeah, I never considered using bomb dupe to loop that in with the like Hylia check. That's interesting.
Like I know I've done it once or twice, but never thought about mirror buffering or menu buffering. I mean, in order to mirror at the right time there. These things we all know how to do, but then it's just the combination of things put together in varying circumstances. It kind of shocks me that it never occurred to me, but
Have all the ingredients to make a pizza, so just make a pizza.
yeah. So that's part of why I do this crew stuff, so I can watch people who do know what they're doing. If I have a stream on in the background, I'm not paying that much attention, so this kind of makes me actually do that.
Yeah, I was just curious because GFE did not go to pod like I expected him to. Instead, he's going to catfish. So I guess this is just Zora cleanup.
Yeah, this is by itself for him at this point. And flute, hammer, and all that good stuff. Going back to pod's pretty easy. Minor nerves here if you're in hurry up mode to remember to get the 5 rupees. And he does.
If you don't pick up that item, you're gonna have a bad time.
In fact, he doesn't know what Zora has either, does he?
I don't think so.
Nope. So, one of those things, in a regular mode, this could be bad, but in Hundo, this is a good piece of routing.
Alright, so now it's gotta be pod, right?
That flew out, probably. I don't think there's much else significant, so. Except, he did do Spike Cave, actually. I forgot to pay attention when that happened. But...
Yeah, they both got Canis Mario, so they both definitely did Spike Cave. All right, so this will be pod cleanup for GFE, and then... guess Skullwoods, now that we have a sword. You can get into Ice Palace, but we don't have a big key for that yet.
Yeah, that is another one of those you really want a big key before you get down here, if at all possible. It's kind of a pain, even with the glitches we have, to get back there. Can I talk about P-Train not having Meyer done? Do we know?
I mean...
Does he not go in there at all yet? I thought he...
I mean...
Another sword there.
Good, yeah. I mean... That's probably the next densest place after Pod. And he's got the key for it. But GFE doesn't. Where was the Meyer big, if you remember?
There was Meyer stuff bilaterally about 10 minutes ago. Somebody had a small and somebody had a big, and one of those was Super Bunny Cave.
Ah.
Which one, I don't remember, but... I'm proud it's better than I usually do. Anyway. Yeah, I had in my head P-Train, and there was that map check again for him getting the rest of his knowledge. He was going to go into Meyer because picking up the ammo and whatnot. Now that I think about it, I don't know that anybody's been in there yet.
Yeah, we just got a sword now, so nobody's been into Meyer.
Oh, yeah, GFE had one, but that was just swamp, so... That's what I mean by being proud of minor knowledge, because then I promptly go and do something like that. Can't get in. Oh, yeah.
If they could get in, we'd have to have some questions.
Something, Hera to Meyer, glitch mode. I know very little about it, but I know that one. So these two,
right.
Yeah, second swords are actually pretty close, as the runners are. In geographic proximity.
Something else to note, however. So we just picked up a Master Sword. So now we can get into Castle Tower, but we don't have any Castle Tower smalls.
Yeah. That first chest wouldn't be the first time there was something good there and junk in the other one, but... Yeah, you'd like to have at least one before you go there. Speaking of smalls, there's Hera, I guess we've seen, but something else that just has to be done at some point.
Yep, no choice in the matter. You must do the basement. The only question, of course, becomes when do you route that in? And like the best answer is you mirror in front of Ganon's Tower before you go into Ganon's Tower.
Hmm. So it's when you hope it's junk, when the rest of the time, if you're going to do it, it's called you hope it isn't. But here you hope it is.
Yeah, like if one of our runners wanted to make a play TM, they could rush it, but at this point, I think anyone who is in this spot would want both of the Castle Tower checks to be junk, so they could just do Castle Tower after Ganon's Tower.
Mm-hmm. So that book is still outstanding too. We see that and feel the need we might do something like Air Basement with that. But if the book's not in full GT anyway, then it will.
Yeah, I had a Hundo Keysanity race in which the book was in Ganon's tower, and luckily it was in the basement. So after clearing the basement, mirror out, go outside, mirror to Ether Tablet, check it, and then go back into Ganon's tower.
A little bit of the outlook here from chat. This is the last pendant, and we're going to Skull Woods, which we can full clear and just mirror right out from there and pull that pendant we've had access to from the dungeon right before, so it is pretty nice.
Yep, and being able to spot that is very good, because if you don't spot that, that means you're just saving it to the end, but if you're in the area, you might as well.
Yep, and it can be pretty significant in these modes. That's why I didn't worry about stuff. I just did stuff and ended up with a couple of repeat paths, and that was enough.
Cool. So
guess what?
Yep.
Yeah, it can pretty close to Skullwoods too. The bumper ledge. So hey.
Yeah. So that's the thing about this mode in particular with Hundo Keysanity. It rewards efficient routing and execution over a long period of time. So being able to not have to retrace your steps, minimizing your double dips, that is really the thing that is going to reward runners. Chest is just a heart piece.
And I take more of a good feeling out of doing all those goofball checks we don't want to do, knowing that no matter what they are, we needed to do them. But
Yeah,
sometimes I don't like making that decision. Like, do I do it? Do I not? When do I do it?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I like this mode, is it takes the decision making out of, do I have to check this? And the answer is yes, you do. All right, that is sword 3. So we're feeling comfortable on swords now. Oh,
Well, there's one of those. So we got some stuff we can do to maybe see if the other one shows up before we get there. But what was on Lumberjack? Just for the heck of it.
something like arrows, or it was not consequential.
We don't have to worry too much about when on that one. But so Tracker down there wasn't sure if GFE had the big. We know he does, but I'm actually kind of wondering if P-Train does. But I'm now that I actually can read, yeah, he does.
Well,
so it's fine.
And we'll get confirmation of that in a minute when P-Train attempts to go through the big key door.
I actually wasn't questioning anybody but myself, because I was like, well, I do know where it was, and I couldn't remember seeing it happen, but I didn't think to actually look at the tracker first, so no shade, I wasn't trying to do that.
All right, GFE did a spooky and was able to hit the switch with the lamp without being anywhere near the switch.
So wait a minute. Oh, this is...
Yeah, GFE just forgot he got a cape, which is fine. Still a pretty easy fight with Tempered Sword, and then follow it up with a bow.
Mhm.
All right, next should be Skull Woods for GFE.
Yeah, I think these runners are going to be on a shadow path here for a little while. They're one dungeon basement apart, as they were in Pod. I imagine Sora P-Train will be next.
GFE is going to go down into Village of Outcasts. Oh, Cape.
I always wonder if it's faster or not to go in.
Well, in this case, it is because the path is going to end at Ped.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, do you go into the forest and then back out for here, or do you do what he just did? You know what I mean? And once
Also
again,
not using the cave, but again, pretty quick fight.
yeah, those two rest of Bumper Ledge is another one of those curiosities as to whatever the difference is. It's a second or two, if anything. So yeah, this is a little bit of time. I guess I can call it time that P-Train will get back, because I didn't remember the GFE did not already do this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it matters or not in regards to single or double dipping, but GFE is going to be able to just get all this in one go.
But, you know, for the restream at hand, yeah, it'll put P-Train in front, quote unquote.
P-Train's going to go into the back first before getting Ped. And likewise, GFE is also going to go to Skullwoods first. No reason to kill the Gibdo. We have all the keys we need. Pretty good fight on P-Tray's end. Tempered Sword will do that. And that is another crystal for P-Train. He is currently up to 5. Still missing an Ice Palace and a TR. TR is completable, but we still need another small key, and the big key to Ice Palace is still MIA.
You see that dash right there to start out. I think you got 2 hits out of that. That was really, really fast.
Oh my!
Hey. Read the thing.
Yeah, you gotta. Yep.
Thank you, P-Train. That's fun stuff.
And oddly enough, the pedestal is logical progression, because now that gives us Ether Tablet and Bobo's Tablet. Does GFE also give us? No, he's a gamer. He's just gonna ignore that.
Maybe he realizes he's second. I don't know. That'd be funny though.
How could he?
I don't know. Maybe still feeling bad about Eastern, who knows. You're right, probably not. Just something to say.
Yep.
So here's something for you. I was going to be like, what did P-Train what did a runner do that the other runner didn't do? And here's one right here. So here I thought we were going to have to go back to vanilla music for a little while. Unfair, but not yet. This is nice post-fed music. Nice fetch chain there. Good one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No other good time to do this, so might as well just get this over with.
Thought maybe he'd walk back, but I figured out pretty quick he's actually faster to do that. He just stood. Ice Palace.
So it is completable without the big key, but we do need to open up the big chest at some point. And this is a crystal, so it can't be in Ganon's tower.
My vote, and that, standard disclaimer on that, but would have been Ether Tablet and Hair Basement first.
And you go even a little spicier, you can actually say, go to TR, because you can complete that, you're leaving behind the lava chest, but if your fourth TR is in TR, that's full clearable, and you're going to find one of your missing big keys up there, likely.
Right. Yeah, that's fair, too. It's one of those times that I could actually talk myself out of looping more and more stuff in like that, like you just said, that isn't fully completable, because once you're up there, you can walk over, or you could just come back later and do the hookshot thing to get over that way. But
well, I guess we're also missing a ice rod, so we're just hoping that it's in the most dense place, which would be TR. But I can understand not wanting to orphan anything in TR, because that's another mountain climb, and that is slow.
Yeah, that's why I was figuring I would go with just the two on the left, but we'll see. Nothing says key can't be in here. Quite a lot that says the key won't be in those two checks I was just talking about. I just couldn't think of a faster way to do them besides, do them at the end of the game.
Right, so GFE is going to drop down, which says he's going to do Ice Tea from here.
Well, seeing how he just cleared that 1x2 room, I get it now. If you can run across the ice that quickly and not hit anything, by all means.
All right, so that's a powder. That's another fetch quest if GFE didn't do... No, wait, GFE turned in a mushroom already, so he has to go back for that.
That one at least isn't too terrible. There's no Dark World involved. It's just flute go.
All right, so this is just go straight to Cold Stare, and the Ice Palace big can't be here.
So that being the fourth TR small, yeah, I could say some things about our dip chances for TR.
Yeah, if I was running here, I would be looking at TR and Ether Tablet and Terra Basement.
So logically, we're talking 2 checks on that fourth key, Boss and Lava, I believe.
Yeah, but we're still missing an ice rod, so until that comes up,
Right.
Trinex is not a option.
Right.
Shouldn't chat GFE made you sound big first. I think he already did.
Yeah, he had that ability, so that was one of the things that he had over P-Train. One of the things going back the other way is the magic bat, which he now has his access to. You might actually see that pretty darn quick. There it is.
He selected the powder. He's doing it.
Still do have 2 checks that are unknown remaining in Castle Tower. It could be any of the stuff that we would like to see. Ice Palace Big, Ice Rod. I think the runners really want to do that just yet until we see that other one.
All right, GFE's doing the mountain. Yeah, so it's pretty much this or Castle Tower at this point. I don't think there's anything else. Or, yeah, right?
That's all I can think of. GFE is lucky. We got a Ice Rod, one of these 2 right here. If not, we just assume it's TR because when is it not? And if that answer becomes today, then we might have to just go to CT and eat it. Unfortunate part there is once you beat Aga, there goes your portal save. P-Train with a quick gold stair fight, the latest dungeon prize now in hand. The one thing that technically doesn't count. I mean, it does because AD rules, but I guess we still do need them to get into GT, so they're the least important thing. Nothing of note there on the left side of the mountain remaining for GFE. So now it's just on to TR. There's something like 10 checks? Maybe 11? I don't know. It's a lot. So that ups the odds that we have a nice rod in here anyway.
So I had to step away for a quick second. Was anything important in Air Basement?
Nah, we're just playing out the plan here and hoping it's in here. And of course, there's still some bad stuff remaining, like Ice Rod and Ice Big Chest, and the key for it in here.
So, like, in terms of unique items, there's not a lot left. There's Silvers, Blue Boomerang, Keen of Burna, Ice Rod, and whatever keys. So I guess there's a Pod Small and the Ice Big and a second Castle Tower Small.
So I've done a few packs myself. I have picked some tracks out that just were, well, there's
Lovely.
that, yeah. So nice enough. But I get it. Like, I just got it. Why are we minecarding in TR? Because look, we are minecarding with a flat pancake of a Samaria block.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
But
Yep.
Do we want to hear this for 5.5 minutes? I don't know. But when you got to pick something, you do what you can.
You got to stick to the flavor of the game, and that's thematically appropriate.
I did a thing where, and it worked out just fine, but I was thinking, well, what? Yeah, I'm doing Super Metroid with I did SMD 3-pack, and it's like, what? What boss do I use for Mother Brain? Well, there's one that happens to play in the boss that's called the Matriarch, so that's easy.
That checks. So the hope here is that the ice big is somewhere here in TR, because it can't be in GT because ice is a crystal. If it's not here, then it has to be in Castle Tower. So then you have like a weird sort of, okay, well that's the second Castle Tower small. We did need that, but you do need to have an ice big somewhere. And if it's in Castle Tower, that makes the routing a little bit weird, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a reason for believing this, but that, just showing up there, that key tells me that, could be a thing as opposed to Laser Bridge now, but.
Almost got the full hearts.
It is always kind of entertaining whenever you go through these or you watch them or whatever, and then you realize at some point that there is no way to do Ganon without anything but absolutely full equipment.
Correct. You must have everything in the game. So you must have gold sword, silver arrows, mirror shield. You're just decked out to the nines.
All 20 hearts, which you see that in any other mode. That's impressive.
All right, so just because it matters to me, the ice big key has to be either on Trinex or in Castle Tower.
It may matter to them too. I don't know. Do you do? Well, yeah, I guess you'll do GT while you're here, but and you got a full clear, so I guess it doesn't matter. So I get it. But yeah, I would be thinking of that same kind of thing. I'm glad they cut this in somewhere, though. The Bowser fight, and you get to hear it, for 15 seconds when you play the game. Hey.
There it is. So it is on. It is time for Ganon's Tower, but we won't be playing a guessing game because A, we already have the Ganon's Tower big key, and B, we have to get everything in the basement anyway.
Let's modify it. Let's do a little thing here. Blue boomerang. Take a guess.
Okay,
and
cool.
if you answer 0, that means it's in Castle Tower.
All right. Blue boomerang is going to be. I'm gonna say. I think GFE is gonna go right, so it's gonna be 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll say blue boomerang 7 because that'll be the torch if he goes right.
I was actually going to say 17. I was hoping to get some numbers, but thank you. How about 20? I'll put in a 20. I guess 0 does count for the other remaining fetch quests as well. So,
what else do we have? Oh, right. The blue boomerang could also be on the climb.
On who?
The blue boomerang could be one of the 4 chests that are not in the basement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I could have just said 1 to 30 or whatever it is.
I think it's 27 checks in total. Because it could also be in the big chest, too.
Yeah, 27 in Ice Palace, Castle Tower.
And because we already have the compass, we don't have to count because something will conveniently count for us.
Pretty nice stuff. Lumberjack. So yeah, I knew they were going to be. That's why I said 5 or 6 before, because you think 2 and there's actually like 5.
No reason to steal a key, so we can just mirror out.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd forget the key goes to that door.
Best map in the game right there.
You know, go mode ends up being a funny discussion in here too. As in, how do you define it? When I was playing, I tended to define it as know how to get everything. And I guess in a case like this, that means the Ice Palace big chest key, big key, would define that, but not really an important factor.
Yeah, you pretty much know what to do at that point, so it's just like the go mode is really just determining the route more than it is anything, just because you have to get everything. So like go mode is technically when you pick up item 216.
Mm-hmm. But you know, we always say go mode is like if you last locate your go mode in C, then your go mode is technically the item before that, because now you know where your go mode is. So that's just funny little things to think about. Tracker pointing out we're missing the pod small as required logically. So, I have faith, Arya Stark, because you would have probably seen it on one of the runner sides. But you know, if not, oh well, no big deal.
Or that just means the 6th pod small is in Castle Tower.
Yeah, it's just the first, or maybe the second, but probably the first check in CT. So. Can I mention I hate having to bounce across that after getting GT big? It always messes something up, and I always fall down at least once.
Yeah, that room is a little annoying. There's an SMZ3 seed I played some time ago where we were playing reduced requirements, and doing that room without a lamp or a fire rod was required to get to ice armors because progression was behind ice armors.
Yeah, I guess it's called you stand by the pot and bomb jump. And it took me a while to remember that you can do that without even being too precise at all. Which is good since you can't see the thing. Enough of these, and one of these days I'll actually figure out what the slot 0 enemy is in that tile and wind up killing it. It drops a fairy or something, but maybe it's something we can't reach reasonably, so somebody knows. I learn stuff when I have to.
All right, so P-Train is now in Ganon's Tower, and you could compare the item counts for each, and you could sort of see how much of a treasure trove Ganon's Tower actually is. So let's see. Let's attempt math here. There's 4 checks left in Ganon's Tower, and GFE is 8 away from 216. So there's 4 left. So he's got
Lumberjack
2 in Castle
and
Tower, Lumberjack, and Ice Palace Big. Okay.
Yeah, there were points that I'd get to here and still not quite have them all added up and start to panic and like, there's no way I have that many. What the heck? And yeah. The seed at least was a little, mostly tidy in that regard.
Yeah, there was no pendant progression nonsense in GT. Nothing required in Castle Tower. Not a lot of like backtracking required. So in terms of Hundo Keysanity, this has been a decent seed, I'd say.
Yeah, just for the heck of it, did we see a green 20?
We did. It was in Rando Room.
Yeah, at least it wasn't that long ago.
So interesting. P-Train has decided to go full right.
Maybe that's what I should have put the guess toward, was the green 20. I just didn't think about it.
All right, there's the blue boom at 24.
24. Yeah. Somebody watching this back zips around. We're talking about winning GT at 24. And you're like, what are they smoking? PTG Mach 25. I guess you're over, but it's close. So there you go.
And here comes Agatu for GFE. So you can use a cape to let the ball pass you and then hit it while it's going away from you to make it actually hit Aga. Do I have that right?
I guess I must have just changed the angle and dude's got math, because I wouldn't have considered that.
All right. So GFE's got cleanup to do. Let's see how he goes about this.
Well, imagine you got to start here since you're here, but maybe it doesn't even matter because you got to come back anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, this is just gonna land him back on top of the pyramid. So then he'll be up to 214. He'll have Lumberjack and Ice Pals Big to clean up.
So we're just watching things happen. Chat's noticing something here.
Oh, I see. Let's see. Did P-Train miss a chest? Well, he's got the compass, so hopefully he's paying attention to that number, and he sees that after he's completed the basement, he's at 20. Oh, he didn't notice that he's at 22 instead of 23.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. This might end poorly.
Yeah, I was thinking I might notice at the top, but yeah, probably helps to keep your eye on it here too. But
yeah, hopefully he sees that number before he completes Agate 2.
well, once you're up here, it's like, yeah, the longer it goes, the worse it is, unfortunately. But
Because Gan's Tower has so many things in it, you're going to have to go through the basement again just to retrace your steps and figure out what thing you missed. And also, good hook dash by GFE.
yeah, I'll have to ask later because missing a chest in a room that you're in and getting the other ones, I'm not sure what instantiates that, but like I said, I did this when I could throughout ladders last season, and it happens to anybody, good runners. I'd argue maybe even good runners more because the rest of us are paying way too much attention.
Yeah, just to be clear on this mode is a marathon. Like, you have to be like on top of it the entire time, and like it's like if you thought 80 keys was long, this is even more of that.
Yeah, and boots or no boots, GFE's gonna sub 2 this one with time to spare. So I mean, it's
pretty good.
I'm really trying to think. We didn't have the sword for a while, so that slows down your boots advantage a bit. So I think even if we didn't have boots, we played at ladder rules. I still think this is up 2.
All right, so GFE is going to do Lumberjack first. With this portal that I always forget is there.
Yeah, I always. Where did it come out? I didn't even see where he topped in at.
He went flew 8 and then went to the portal that's up instead of the one that's like where Ice Palace is.
Closer to Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah. That's 215. And P-Train has still not noticed that his item count is 1 less than it should be.
Might be getting lost in all those hearts up there. I mean, yeah, there it is.
There, okay. He has noticed that he is one off. I think he doesn't have a choice. He's good. All right. Is he gonna complete? If he completes, he has to climb the mountain again. I mean, I think you got a mirror here.
This is a trick you can do, and you see, I've read this in the rules so many times and never seen it. So of course,
he's going backwards.
He hopes it's up here, and he just blanked here.
I was not aware you could rail clip like that.
Yeah, for one reason or another, that's one glitch that I will never ever need because I don't play the modes that use it, but I actually know about.
And now, And now he has to defeat Moldorm again. Oh, never mind. The chest is there.
Yeah, this is a weird, outcome. But good show of knowledge, regardless.
Hey, I learned a thing, so that makes it valuable.
Like, I guess it's pretty easy. I know, but I don't know where the lineup is. So, rewind, I guess.
That's a double triple.
Yeah, very nice agate fight, and a 216 on the board for GFE. So now we're here to just make.
I've never seen that Ganon quote before.
What was it? The one with what would it say?
It was hello, General Kenobi.
Oh yeah, that. I want to say came with the hot fix they did after Fast Run. I think it was the very first seed I did, and I got it. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, why is my name in this thing? It's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Moldorm 2 room reverse progression clip, whatever the heck it's called, is. I don't remember if it was a Doors thing. It probably isn't, because I swear somebody was just talking about that and how the upstairs is excluded, but it's a thing somewhere. Some weird thing. Anywho, GG's in there for GFE. Nice time and a long seed no matter what you do because of the mode, but he's going to key in a time of 152.10 there, as we see. Probably talk to him a little about it. P-Train, knows he needs to go back to GT at some point, but just going to do what he can for now.
And let's welcome in the winner of this race, GFE. GG's.
Yo, thanks for the GG's.
Yeah, first on Restream, first overall out of. We got 9 people in here, yeah. So, what do you think? You said you hadn't done one of these before, but.
I mean, I'm a completionist by nature, but, of course, my, clown choice to rush Eastern backfired in the greatest way possible.
We noticed that, and we're like, oh, he's gonna kick himself once he sees everything in CAC.
When I got the bow on Bottle Vendor, I was like, I'm about to find the Eastern Big Key, aren't I? And sure enough, and I would say that it worked out in a way because I was able to combo it with Pod, even though I only had 1 key at the time. But if you have the Eastern package, you're going to end up with flippers from Eastern. So you're going to do Swamp, and I think Swamp had 2 Pod Smalls, maybe something like that.
Yep.
So either way, you're not missing Pod. I don't know. The rest worked out. I did quite enjoy the hard required double dip of either Ice Palace or TR. I'm glad I chose right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were considering all right, well, the Ice Big has to be someplace, and it's gonna be. It was probably in TR, and then it was. So then you had to come back to it at some point anyway.
Yeah, my thought was I would rather double dip Ice for the big chest than double dip TR for lava chest. And so that worked out. Nice pod logic, by the way.
Yeah.
TR small and Ice for your Ice Big on Trinex for your 6 pod small and Ice Big.
Oh, we didn't even notice that. I was just Yeah,
Yep.
I was
Yep.
just freaking out over you had to go into pod with one small to get another small, the big, and the flute.
Oh yeah, that one too.
And the mitts.
When I got the big, for a short few seconds, I was like, do I just do the boss? Then I was like, nah, I gotta come back later to get big key chest and harmless, so we'll just leave the boss. We only get punished if it's a 5-6 because we hadn't checked that at that point. But yeah, glad I went to the back because mitts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking at multiple points about where's that 6 pot smell at because we're supposed to need it, and yeah, by the time it was your last check in the game, we weren't paying attention. But yeah, playing logically is not ideal. Just to bring other things up to speed here, P-Train did leave a chest in Stalfos' room and didn't realize it till Mortem 2. Continued on for a little while, but
Ooh. In Stalfos' room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just forgot to open one of the chests, and then he continued into Gannett's tower. Didn't realize until he was at the top of Moldorm 2 that the item count was not supposed to be.
So this would have been
it was about
pretty close. Pretty close.
4 or 5 minutes behind.
Yeah, you were still ahead.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the where he put the forfeit, he had Aga to finish, and then Lumberjack, and I assume Ice Big Chest to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Nice book, by the way.
Yeah, nice book, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he did he read the ped for us, so shout outs.
Because you got to read the ped when the book is ped, right? That's just required.
I probably should have.
Oh, that's okay.
Right.
It's no big deal.
P-Train got it covered.
It's hard to walk away and then turned around and get it. So, appreciation. Yeah, this is invite thing rate limiting or whatever the heck it's doing. Like it does.
I don't know. He I haven't seen him come in yet.
I guess I also got punished with the ultralight sword because, if you get those flippers, which I knew they were either in Eastern or on Moldorm, if you get those flippers, then you get your sword in Swamp because there's always a sword in Swamp. And you don't have to dash around swordless for an hour.
Yeah, it was something that we noticed during the seed was that we were more than halfway through and we haven't found any swords yet. So it's like, oh well, we should have seen at least 2 swords by now statistically, and that just didn't happen.
Yeah, I forget where that master sword was. Some big chest, I feel like.
The first sword was left side Swamp, right?
The first, I think, was in the flooded room of Swamp.
Oh, right. It was flooded room. The second sword? I do not remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah. I mean, the whole reason I was delaying Swamp as long as I did was you don't really want to go in without a sword. I was going to go for Fire Rod quick swap strats rather than hammer strats because I just don't like hammer strats.
Yeah. At the same time, though, having the big key with the small key at the same time, so you single dip it that's usually nice. that was nice at least.
In that sense, the seed was nice. I mean, GT literally had nothing of any importance. Nothing in GT locked any checks whatsoever.
So that part was good.
That was very nice. All those big keys like Swamp, Skull, Thieves Small, stuff like that just kind of worked out. I guess you could have gone into Thieves without the Small, but I wasn't going back there till I found it or till I just felt forced, like I did with Ice Palace.
Yeah, otherwise the seed seemed pretty straightforward in terms of Hundo Keysanities, because I've played a few and they can get pretty trolly if they, especially if it wants you to double dip a lot of things or just go over things you've already done. Yeah, or if GT has progression and that's only like part of the chain, then you just have to keep going. Like if Thieves is a pendant and your Thieves big is in GT, that's annoying.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I also felt bad in this seed about the going to Harrow without a sword, but like I said, I was kind of memeing the cat skip as hard as I could. So I had to go back from Old Orm. Originally, I was going to go back when I found the Harrow Small, but once I got the mitts, I was like, we'll just do Dark Death Mountain, clean up Old Orm, and go to Spike Cave, which worked out because that Samaria was a good pickup at the time I got it.
Yeah, the mood is typically not played with boots, right? And we knew that, but we're gonna have boots now, so it's like, you want to dash, huh? Well, how about no for an hour?
I mean, theoretically, our boots would have been in Rando Room because that's where the green 20 was. So, can just imagine that that's what this seed would have been without boots. Although logically, it probably would have been different.
Yeah, more likely, but it's like, yeah, no, you don't get a sword now. You want boots, fine. But yeah, GG's. Like, I was mostly talking about like how long these tend to take. Most of the time they're over 2 hours, and then we're adding boots. We're like figuring, well, it might be quicker, but I think if you didn't have boots, I think you still would have did sub 2, and there were able runners that were doing that during the ladder as well, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, it felt like the seed as a whole, aside from that whole thing with Eastern and that clowning, felt great. I mean, if I don't have to go back for the Ice Big, I don't quite get sub 150, but could have been close. Definitely without the Eastern situation, but it was fun. I was glad I chose to do this. Go ahead.
Just say Eastern, I wouldn't think is a big deal. I mean, then again, I'm not you, but there's enough of these key seeds where, if not the bow or one of them, that Eastern big key shows up so late. So, I mean, maybe that went into your decision there, but I thought it was fair. So, but you only had to do TT once, also. So
the boot start, so I did that anyway.
Yeah, that too.
I like the Saha rush, and if I don't get anything like notable in Saha, I usually go ahead and dip Eastern. But anyway, I'm about to have to head out, so thank you guys. Look forward to watching this one back. P-Train's a good friend. I know he's trying to catch up on some homework right now, so I'm sure that's why he went ahead and forfeited and decided to skip the interview. He's got to try to finish some stuff out before the end of the semester. But thanks for the comms, Crazed and Scoop, and also Arya Stark for the tracking. Shout outs to Homemade for starting this one off and giving a good seed for a change. So enjoyed it.
As Hundo goes, it wasn't bad. It's usually the cleanup at the end, and that wasn't terrible. So I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Once again, GG's GFE.
Thank you much.
All right, let's wrap this up. So, in terms of daily races, we've got one more scheduled for tomorrow at 6 p.m. It is a spoiler open, so if you enjoy knowing where all the items are, this is the race for you. And on Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, we have our open weekly, which is just an open 774. Just completely normal A Link to the Past randomizer enjoyment. So, let's
Just a quick note on the spoiler. If anybody's watching, that'll be a 6:15 because of the way the schedule works, and there's a spoiler review period. So if you got a couple bits of dinner to wrap up or whatever, if you're Eastern or whatever, there you go. But
all right, that's good info. Glad you were here for that, because I would have forgotten that. All right, so let's wrap this up then. Once again, thank you to Arya Stark for the tracking. We cannot do any of this without our tracking. And thank you, Scoopula, for comms. And that'll be it, I think. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. I'm going to say one more thing I meant to look at. Nope, that's it for speed gaming tonight. So enjoy your night. Have a good one.